Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is kenziedegall. I am a fantasy writer pursuing traditional publishing, and today I want to talk to you all about my plans for revision going into draft 3 of my current work in progress project Calliope. If you've seen my videos before, you may know that I am currently working on a novel called Project Calliope. It is a gothic high fantasy novel. I'm keeping pretty much everything about it under wraps, as I do with most of my projects, but what I do share about my novels is my process, and I have been working very hard on Project Calliope lately. It is what I'm hoping will be my debut novel. It's the novel that I plan to query with, probably sometime early next year, if everything goes to plan, and so I have been spending a lot of time working on this novel. And today we're continuing that because, as you might have seen in my last video, I finished draft 2. Now that video came out a bit late, later than I had meant for it to, because just life has been a lot lately. I actually finished draft 2 at the end of April, and currently it is June 1st. I typically take a 1 to 3 month break between drafts of the same project, depending on how I'm feeling about the project, just to give myself a little bit of distance and space from the project before I dive right back into it. With Project Calliope, I took a 1 month break during the course of May. I worked on some other writing things. I didn't spend all of May just not touching writing, but I wasn't working on the draft. Now that it is June currently, I will be starting up with draft 3, which is super exciting for me. I just wanted to make a little video talking about all of my plans for revision, how I am approaching this revision, and just kind of give you a little bit of insight on how I'm going into this editing process. This is the furthest that I've ever made it with a project. A lot of my other projects I have just not felt ready to go this far with them, but Project Calliope is just really calling to me. I feel like this would be a really great debut novel for me, so I'm here for draft 3 and I'm really excited for it. Without further ado, let's just get into all of my plans. The first thing you may notice is that I have a bound copy of this, which is really exciting. I typically like to get bound copies of my drafts just because it makes it feel more real to me. It's very motivating to get to order a copy at the end of the process. I think the only finished draft that I never got a bound copy of was Project Calliope Draft 1, because I was trying something different. I just printed it out on my own printer and put it in a binder. It is a very thin book. I'm realizing that I am an underwriter, and with Project Calliope, my first 2 drafts were very much focused more on the plot than anything else. I wrote draft 2 completely from scratch. I spent most of the draft focused on those plot edits and not really paying any attention to the line edits, so that is definitely something that we're going to be focusing on going forward. I will show you from a distance because I don't want to be giving away any of my work, but you can see things highlighted, lots and lots of things highlighted. So I'm currently 36 pages into my reread of this book out of 145 pages. Why am I not done with my reread yet if I'm supposed to be starting draft 3 today? And it's because May was just a lot. There was a lot of things happening that month, and so work was a lot slower than I would have liked for it to be. I definitely didn't get as much done as I wish that I would have been able to. That's okay. I'm just going to continue to work on the read-through as I delve into draft 3 because, I don't know, I just want to get into the draft. But yeah, I'm just reading through, highlighting things, making notes of changes that I want to make. And the place where I'm making my notes is in this little notebook. It is super tiny and it lays nice and flat, and this is my edits notebook. So I will take you through all of this, but I'm just going to dedicate this entire little notebook to the process of editing this. I have a color coding system here on this second page. Anything that I highlight in blue is line edits, atmosphere work, description work, etc. Anything that is pink is notes about the magic system, the world building, and character elements, specifically with my main character and the primary second character. Everything that I highlight in purple is developmental edits, plot level things, and character interaction things that will drive forward the bond that my two characters have. These are the main things that I have decided to focus on for this draft, and so I assigned them each a color, and I have a pink, purple, and blue highlighter that I am going through and highlighting in this book. I also have matching pens for each of those because I'm also making notes in here about the things that I highlight. So I will highlight a line or something that I want to work on, make a note of like numbering which highlight this is, and then write the corresponding number in here, and then write my thoughts. So my plan with that, to work through those notes, I have this page, a matching one in pink, and another one in purple. These pages are circles representing each of my chapters. I have 26 chapters in this draft, so I made a circle in each of my colors. So my plan is to, for example, take purple, the purple circles. If I get into chapter 1 of this book, I work through all of the purple notes that I have for chapter 1, then I can color in the circle to say that I have done all of my developmental and plot level edits for chapter 1. If I go through and work on all of my pink colored notes for chapter 1, I can color in the pink circle for chapter 1. Blue, the line edits and everything is a little bit different because not every line level thing I am writing down and making a note of. A lot of it is going to be more intuition based. I'll just do it as I feel something needs to be changed. I'm not making a deliberate note about every single thing. Those are a little bit different, but mostly the same. I pretty much want to change everything in this book. I'm not technically rewriting this draft from scratch, but I do plan on rewriting most of it on a line level basis because I really think that my prose needs some work. I don't think that I made this sound or feel the way that I wanted it to sound and feel. So I really want to focus on that in draft 3. Also, again, with this book being very short right now, I really want to focus on beefing up that word count and really adding to it because I only have 57,000 words, I think, as of draft 2, and I would really like that to be probably 100,000 words, so this is going to have to get a lot more substantial. So yeah, as I go through editing, I can color in these circles with what I get done. This also leaves me a lot of flexibility with editing because I could do a session where I do a whole bunch of line editing work all at once and do a lot of the blue circles, just do the line editing for chapter 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll go back and do the pink and purple things for those. Or I could start with chapter 1 and do all of the line editing, the world building, and the developmental editing for chapter 1 before I move on to anything else. And I can just kind of jump back and forth between whatever I'm feeling like doing on whatever particular day. So I feel like it's kind of a way to break down the editing process a lot more, make it more approachable. I feel like it'll be not too daunting to just sit down and have like a list of, oh, for chapter 6 here I have a list of all these different things to work on. And if having that list for chapter 6 feels like a little too much, I could just do like the purple edits from chapter 6 or the pink edits from chapter 6. If I'm really in a groove of doing line editing and I just want to do that for a few days, then I could do a whole bunch of chapters where I'm just line editing things, and then I can come back later and work on the pink and purple edits. I feel like it makes it more manageable, more approachable, also keeps a lot of flexibility available to me. So I'm really excited to be using this. Again, I'm still going to be reading through the draft, making more edits. I'm hoping to do a chapter a day until I get to the end of the draft. If I could do more, that would be great, but I'm just going to keep working through this notebook, adding things in here. I think I'll have enough room in here to make all of my edit notes, and I'm looking forward to the point at the end of the draft where I can look at these charts of circles and see that they are all completely filled in and not just these little empty circles. That's my little notebook system for the editing process. For draft 3, I would ideally like to take 3 months to do this draft, June, July, and August, and then I would wrap up hopefully on or near August 31st. There's no telling what's gonna happen. Things might change and it might be a lot more difficult for me to hit that goal, or I might go through this draft really, really quickly and finish it way ahead of time. I doubt that, but I don't know. You never know what's gonna happen with doing a draft. It is a deadline that I'm setting for myself, but it's not the end of the world if I don't make that deadline, especially because I've never done this kind of editing. I've only really done complete rewrites for other projects. I've never really done this process where I kind of keep what I already had initially and go back and alter it. So I'm not really sure exactly how long this process is gonna take for me. We're just gonna have to see, but I'm really excited for it. So over the next few months, if you choose to stick around and keep watching, I'm going to be making lots of vlogs and videos about the revisions process. I'm super, super, super excited for this. I hope that this will be taking me one step closer to having a finished manuscript that I can start to query with. I'm just really excited for this entire process and everything that is to come. Thank you so much for watching this quick little video about my revision plans. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what you've been working on. I would love to hear about it. That's one of my favorite things, is reading comments about what other people are working on. So tell me all about it down below. Are you drafting, revising, querying? I want to hear about it. Also, if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. Leave me a little like notebook emoji down in the comments to let me know that you watched this far into the video. Again, I really appreciate it. If you're at all interested, I try to make videos every Friday. I have been definitely struggling with that lately because life has just been so chaotic, but I make vlogs, writing discussions, all kinds of writing related content, and I hope that you will join me to see my writing journey. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day.